Hey nerds, welcome to our book episode this month.
Hello.
Hi. So this month's book is, I picked it, Stacy did, and we're doing Stone Cold Fox. It's by Rachel Koller Croft, and it was excellent. So we're going to jump in, do a quick summary, and then talk about this baby.
Wait, before we jump in, I want to talk about our wall.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk
Look
about
how beautiful it is.
Yay!
It was green, it's purple now.
It looks amazing.
much better.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to get some photos up soon, and it's going to look like a real hot studio.
Yeah, so just like to keep you guys in the loop of all of our upcoming big projects.
Okay, now you can talk about it.
Okay, so Stone Cold Fox is a debut novel by this author, and the main character is Bae.
B.
I've been calling her Bae in my head. I know it's B, but like...
She's Bae.
She's Bae. Anyway, so the story follows a character named B. It's pretty fast paced. Like as soon as you open it up, we jump into it. She's in her 20s, this beautiful, super fit blonde, and it's about her dating this man named Colin. And Colin Case is old money, like super, super rich. We're talking like the elite of the elite. And basically the book is following B, and we learn that she is very smart. She has a really high paying job in New York, and she's wealthy in a sense on her own, not the kind of wealth that Colin has, but basically her intention is to marry him, to marry rich, so that she doesn't have to worry about dating or like having the security with other guys. And so we learn about her personality pretty quick, that everything seems pretty transactional with her, like very planned out, very like, what is this going to get me, even to the sense with like what she eats, how she works out, what her body looks like. So after we get the initial meet with Colin, she's pretty much decided that he's it. She's going to go and meet his friends,
Even though he's like a dud.
Like, yeah,
He really is.
Like, just no personality.
Well, he's
nothing.
never had to have one, I guess. Like, when you're that rich, you don't have to have a personality.
Yeah.
But she's like, I'll put up with it because he is well connected. He has money, and
He's kind.
fine.
Yeah, he's like kind.
he's kind, but he's also like kind of oblivious too, like just this classic shelter.
She also likes because she's like, I can, like, what she's hoping is like slide into this role as a wife, mother, and like you kind of said, it's just like have this transaction so that I don't ever have to work again. I don't ever have to do anything ever again. Like he's gonna take care of me, and so it's very transactional on her part. Who knows kind of how he feels. I think he's just kind of like wants a trophy wife.
Yeah.
But,
She does not like him at all, though. Like, at all.
I mean, no, like especially in the beginning, you can tell like
she's like annoyed with him. Yeah.
she gets annoyed with him. She is annoyed how he dresses and his hair and all these certain things, and like she even mentions like his hair's growing out the longer the like dates they've been on, and like she likes it. He looks marginally more attractive.
Yeah, she's really not even attracted to him.
But it is just like this classic take on, she puts in all this effort and to her appearance and like what she says, how she moves, her body language, everything. And then she's around these people who have literally had everything handed in their whole life. So they really have no care about anything around them. So she meets his friends, and it's friends from college, but honestly, it's just like the group of people that he's been around his whole life. These super wealthy, elite guys and their girlfriends. And it's almost funny because she goes in this situation, instead of being like freaked out or nervous about meeting them, she literally can't wait to do mind game. Like honestly, just she knows she's smarter than these people. Yeah. She's more aware. And so they're doing this like trivia night, and there's like a part where like she mentions how they're like drinking well drinks, and like the waitress asks if they're gonna split their check, and they're like all laughing at her, and she's like, these people are so stupid, like, you know what I mean? Just
I was annoyed with this whole group of people when I was reading this scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because doesn't one of them have a Birkin bag too or something?
Yeah.
Like,
But they're just...
she mentions like they try to
which
dress
is fine. It's just they want to blend in, but they clearly don't really want to blend
No.
in.
Yeah,
And even she says that. She's like, it's just like a game to them or something.
yeah, because she mentions like these girlfriends, like they're just wearing Tony Birch or like, you know, expensive brands, but like not crazy expensive where like no one's wearing them. But then they have, like you said, these like Birkin bags, and it's like, you know, they make sure that you can see them on the back of their chairs and everything, and it's all a game. But at this point, so it's his friends with their girlfriends, and then there's Gail. We meet Gail.
Go on. I have so many thoughts about Gail that I want to throw in here.
So Gail, I have her full name written down. Gail Wallace
Lester.
Yeah, Lester. She literally, B says that like her parents, just classic, were like railroad tycoons or something. But I just love, it's Colin's best friend, and she knows even before she meets her, this is like someone who's probably been in love with Colin his whole life, and he just, you know, doesn't care. So I have what she thinks when she first meets Gail, and it's hilarious. So they're like talking or whatever, and then B says she wasn't wearing any polish at all, and a set of gels would have made a world of difference on those hooves of hers.
I know.
I got a fresh manicure.
Yeah.
On my hands right
It
now.
says squat finger, short nails. Unfortunate. A pale pink or nude would have offered the illusion of extension, but I wasn't about to give her an unsolicited beauty tip in mixed company. Oh my god.
So I just have to say, I agree with B so much when, like, one of her main issues that she has with Gail is that she has all this money.
Yes.
So, like,
But isn't using it.
to, like,
Isn't using it for style. Isn't using it for
nothing.
hair or skin or anything.
Anything.
But honestly, that's why I love Gail, because
No.
she.
I don't trust one wealthy person who looks terrible. I'm not joking. I'm like, why though? There's no reason.
I mean,
there is no reason.
in
You have that kind of money that you could hire a stylist.
Yes, I know.
I mean,
I know.
It's not that expensive.
Go,
honestly.
I know, get your hair done. I know. In real life,
manicure.
in real life, I agree with that. Like you said,
Yeah.
like even just like thinking about someone's house, like you should have like an interior deck. You can afford to
Yeah.
have an interior.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. But I like it in this case, in this book,
Yeah.
because it's so opposite of B. Like
The
Gail
complete
does
opposite.
not care. She doesn't care. She's. I
Yeah.
feel
But
like
she must care because she wants to be with Colin.
But I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Like Colin doesn't really care about, like he does and he doesn't care about that stuff. I think truly he doesn't care about that stuff. His personality. He's only doing it to please his parents and like his friend society. That's
Yeah.
why he's with B. Is because he's just like, this is what's expected of me, blah blah blah. But truly, he actually like if he was going to have the option to pick a person, he would pick Gail, because they obviously have like history as being friends together. I think they went to like the same school or same college or whatever. So like intellectually, I feel like they're more compatible. But like, I just think that he's like, well, I'm forced to have this trophy wife who looks like B and kind of fits the mold. And
I don't think so, because he even mentions, I guess this is later on, because when they go to meet his parents for the first time at brunch,
They want her to be.
they try to pay her off, and then even his sisters say,
Yeah,
oh, they've
yeah.
done this before, because he's always trying to break the mold and like date someone different outside. I think that they would be more comfortable if he was.
with Gail.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much about, I think B's appearance in the beginning is what draws him to her, but I don't think that's what keeps it. I think it's because he thinks that she truly cares about him and loves him, but she is just so good at manipulating people that he's oblivious that that's what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't really think,
Yes, I think you're right in that sense. And because you're right, I think the family, they like Gail because she's in their circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all they care about. But I still think that.
But I think you're right. I think he does care about Gail, because there is a scene later on we get into where like they have their big thing when Gail finally realizes that he's serious about B, and they kind of have a moment out there.
Yeah,
and then he's
yeah.
like, whatever, like
Like he doesn't actually follow through on it. Or
Yeah.
he doesn't actually. But I think he does care about Gail. I just think that. I don't know. I feel like he's probably just torn in two about like if he should be. He's attracted to B. I think he thinks B loves him, which
Yeah.
she doesn't. Like you said, she's very manipulative. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I still think that he cares for Gail, but I love Gail and the fact that she's just
She drives me
authentic.
freaking crazy.
No, I love it. I think she's a good villain adversary,
she's
whatever.
a good villain.
She is. And it's funny to that because even B says that, which I like in this too, because instead of being afraid that there's conflict, because Gail immediately, like I said, she obviously will be a problem later and now. She immediately doesn't like her. She makes it known. They kind of go tit for tat at the table anyway. And then they have like kind of like a meeting of wits in the bathroom, and you know, B is like excited about it. She's like, oh, we're gonna like go at it or what. She doesn't seem worried. She seems more like it's gonna be a game. And I kind of got the feeling like she's underestimating Gail a little bit from what's going on, like what's you know, like her drive to be with Colin. So
I feel like Gail goes off the rails.
She goes nuts, and I think that's a perfect example of that's probably the first time in her life she didn't get her way, is my guess. You know what I mean?
At least she's finally using her money.
Yeah, so she like literally
Not for nails.
goes off the fucking rails. I mean, they all go off the rails. So then after we meet the friends and we kind of get this like, you know, what's going on in the future, we start getting flashbacks of B with her mother. We never get her mother's name, and we learn within just a few chapters that basically she does this thing with her mom where her mom will meet these men and she cons them into like getting married, and it never comes out in the very beginning of what's happening with these men when they eventually leave, but her mom's killing them at the end. Like,
okay, I never clocked that though. Did
Yeah.
you? Mm-hmm. Am I an idiot?
Yeah. I mean, it took me a minute, but yeah.
They never, because the author never comes out and says
yeah,
that
they never
she
come out and
murdered
say,
these
yeah.
men.
No.
But she is.
Yeah.
she is.
And that's why it took me till the end when the mom like inferred it with with Colin.
I just felt so dumb though. I was like, did I miss this?
No, because she doesn't like. Okay, so the first guy that we meet is Richard, and
so the mom and B, when they're young, like when she's young, they're super poor. Like they're living in like motels and stuff, which is why
between guys,
yes,
yeah, and they run out of money when like whatever. Then they're trying to and that's why they're so resourceful. Like the first guy we meet, it's really quick. Like B is young. We're talking like probably less than 8. And I just have this little quote, and it kind of just gives you an idea of like the relationship with her and her mom, because she's already like, her mom is very mean verbally is a good way to put it.
Her mom's an asshole.
Her mom is an asshole, like makes her feel bad. Her mom is super manipulative, and so that's where she gets it from. But it says, I mean, B's already like 7 and talking about how she wishes she could leave her mom because it hurts her feelings. And so she says, if I could run away, I could get all of her attention for once, but I don't know where I would go, and I don't know if she would come to find me, her bunny. So her mom calls her bunny, but so, you know, the trauma. So
Yeah.
So in between these flashbacks with these men with her mom, we also get different interactions with Gail and B that are happening, and they're funny. Like, so they meet again at the family. Like, B thinks she's going,
like a brunch, right?
like so the first time, okay, so the first like whatever thing, they go to brunch. She meets Colin's parents, and she can tell that like the parents instantly don't really approve Gail's there, so she's annoyed. And Colin didn't tell her that Gail was going to be there, and then the mom offers her $5 million to leave.
The way I would have taken that so fucking fast.
$5 million.
But she's also thinking like, yeah, but he's worth so much more than that. If I stay in this marriage and I have a kid, then I'll have...
Yeah.
And even if we get divorced eventually, like, I could get way more out of a divorce. Like,
She wants a part of this, like, generational wealth that's happening.
Yeah. Play the long game.
So she's going to play the long game, and one of Colin's sisters listening at the door, so it makes the sister like her because she said no, and it's just snarky with the parents. Again, these are people who never get told no, so... already like B is just like no. And then we get another scene where Colin and her are going to a beach house, and then Gail comes and she brings her boyfriend.
I feel bad.
Luke from Duke.
Listen, I felt bad for Gail up until a certain point, and like during this I felt bad for her. And like, this girl don't stand a chance, and then she started being an asshole.
Yeah.
And then I stopped feeling bad for her.
I did feel bad for her with this too, because Gail just thought it was going to be easy. Like, B didn't go to college, but she says she went to Duke. And Gail clocks that it's probably a lie and is trying to get her to admit it. But again, B is just too smooth. And so, you know, they go tit for tat with this. Well, then Gail's like, well, I know about this because of my boyfriend. And she's like, well, what's your boyfriend's name? And she literally goes, it's Luke. And then B goes, oh, Luke from Duke. How neat or something. It's so funny. Yeah.
And then we meet Luke.
Yeah, so then...
Clearly, he didn't even go to Duke.
Yeah, so then we meet
Nobody
Luke.
in this house has gone to Duke. Okay.
Yeah. So then we meet Luke. We find out that he's an like, you know, B knows immediately. She's paid an actor to pretend to be this guy. So I kind of felt bad for Gail during this too, because this whole big plan of hers falls apart. Like, it's not smart. But then later on, Gail goes off the handle and you're like, oh, okay, so maybe you are nuts. But, then we get a flashback. This one's really sad. This is when I first clocked that her mom is killing these men. Like, when they're done.
This early in the book, I didn't even understand it when they were like spoon feeding it to me in the end that she was killing these men.
So she's like a preteen, and they're with this man named Dean, living with him. She talks about like how her mom is at first really.
This was sad.
This was really sad. Like, he's really nice.
This was like her first like father figure.
Yeah. He really cared about B. Like, he gives the mom, like, a red sports car their first year. He, you know, really sees B as, like, his child, talks about future things with her, like, talks about what kind of car they'll get her for her 16th birthday. And she can tell, like, within a year, her mom is, like, over it. Like, her mom's getting annoyed. She can read her mom's moods. She's, like, snappier with Dean, snappier with her. But then her mom even tells her, we can't leave yet because you're too old to be cute anymore when you were little, but you're too young.
Not sexy enough.
Yeah, too young to be sexy.
To, like, prowl with me, basically. Yeah.
Her mom is a piece of work. Like, just straight up tells her, like, that's why we can't leave. But then she likes that because she gets more time with Dean. But then at the end of Dean's chapter, this is so sad. This is what she says. It's at her birthday party, and you know, she gets these presents from Dean, and he's like really proud to like give her a birthday and like all this. And then it says, a week later I got my period, and it feels like a death sentence. I mean, I guess it was, you know, for Dean.
See, I just took it as that they were leaving.
No.
Which this like makes so much more sense. Like, no wonder she's so traumatized.
Yeah.
Her mom's killing these men.
Yeah. That's when I was like, oh no, because doesn't Dean end up having like a heart attack?
I forget what they say. Yeah, they mention it later. Like,
this is what I love so much about this book, though, is that it comes off almost light and fluffy, like when you're reading it, but it's really so dark.
It's so dark.
And there's so much shit happening.
Yeah.
Like, and it just gets darker the more the book goes on. Like, you'll get to it, like, when her mom does her and stuff, and it's just like, it's not light and fluffy.
Yeah.
It's not light and fluffy.
I was like, oh, wait, what? Like, that took me for a beat, and then later in the book, when the mom kind of alludes to it, I was like, oh yeah, she definitely killed
This
that
bitch is
guy.
Yeah. And the author does a really good job of like, we get these like really short, intense chapters about these men, and like it's emotionally charged, and then we flip back to present time with like her in the scale situation and Colin, and it's not funny, but it's like it gets so serious, and then some of the stuff it's building
like
towards something more dramatic, but yeah, it's like funny kind of.
Yeah.
I think one of the best parts though is B's just had enough, and she's like, I'm gonna break into Gail's apartment.
I know. I was just about
so
to talk
anxious
about,
this whole time.
I was too. I was just
like,
thinking
there's no
about
big deal that she broke in there.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna go on my lunch break. Like at work, she's like thinking it's gonna be fun, and I was like, and it's not like some house apartment. Like this is a fucking penthouse apartment in New York. Like has a doorman, but again, B has been doing this her whole life with her mom. Like there's a whole, you know, chapter about when her mom teaches her how like they just get into random fancy hotel rooms to like steal stuff out of the room. And
also, can we talk about the sister?
Oh,
am I mixing up books? I've been reading.
No. This is it. So
okay,
we really didn't touch on it, but like we learned that Colin gets a new assistant in the beginning because B calls.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful
and sweet.
Yeah, and her name's Sylvia. She was by Syl, and B is not impressed at first.
Also, kind of
at first,
Beatrice and Sylvia. This is what this woman is naming her children. Like they're like 90-year-old women names.
Well, we learned that B's named herself.
Yeah, and
that's right,
Sylvia's a different.
That's right.
That's a new name too.
Yeah,
but I feel like they both picked these like 90-year-old
old names.
I love the name Beatrice though.
Oh, I do too. So she gets right past the doorman because she's hot, and she goes to break into Gail's apartment, and there's a man in there. And then he, like, opens the door. She said he's hot as fuck. And, like, I guess...
This was wild.
This was wild. Gail has a cat, so the cat gets out.
Wait, what was the cat's name? It was something cute.
Oh, God, it was really cute. It was, like,
remember.
Hemingway. Was it Hemingway? I think it was. I forget. But, so, instead of just, like, leaving and being like, there's someone in this apartment, I'm not going to go in there, she just straight up watches him chase this cat and then goes in anyway. She's like,
I know.
I'm just going to check it out. But then we learn how unhinged Gail truly is. Because
she's like, is that her boyfriend? Like,
yeah.
Who is her brother? Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy? And also, B's like, there's no way someone that hot is banging Gail. Like,
you want to get her nails done.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're rolling your eyes. You get your nails done.
Yeah. I know, it's been a minute, though.
It's been a minute, though. I need to find... It's so funny. So then she gets into Gail's apartment. She talks about, like, the design of it, how terrible it is. It's like, she's like, this lady has all this money, and, like, look at her apartment. But she has a safe in the middle of her living room. She's like, what?
Yeah, what is this?
And she gets in the safe immediately. Isn't it Colin's birthday is the code?
I think so. Or, like, something with Colin.
It's something with Colin. She breaks in. She's just like, this stupid bitch. Like... And then
But Colin had her house key.
Yeah, Colin does have her house key.
Like, remember, that's how she broke into the apartment. Yeah. She found the key at Colin's.
Yeah. What I think is funny, so she gets in the safe, and basically Gail has all these files on all of her friends.
I know.
Like, basically,
I have that on you guys.
That's crazy.
You have a private investigator just, like, gathering
I have
info.
this safe in my... Like, you should see your and Chanel's files. It's
huge. It's as big as Colin's. But she makes some comment about the safe. I don't have a highlight, which I did, but it's something about, like, Gail being a Gemini, and of course she has a safe full of files on people or something. Like, B's internal monologue is so funny because she's always judging people. Always. She's like, what is happening?
Isn't she also kind of sad that her file's so thin too, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot in her file. It's super thin. So, like, when she goes through it, she takes Colin's file. Mm-hmm. And then when she's leaving, she runs into the hot guy in the hallway again. She's not even bothered. She, like, tells him that she's a hairstylist.
Listen, this is so wild to me because she knows this guy came out of Gail's apartment.
I know.
So she has to know this
She's
guy
gonna run into him again or something.
And you just lied about who you are, your profession. Why didn't you just be like, I know Gail, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just, like, make up some lie that way.
I know. Yeah. I thought the same exact thing. I'm like, you're so stupid.
Or
just say, hey, I live around the corner, or, you know, I lost my keys, or whatever. Yeah. That was so stupid. Like, you know he knows Gail, at least in some way. Like, anyway.
I think at this point in the book, she's just so certain that Gail is no real threat.
I know.
It doesn't even bother her, but of course this happens. I'm like, this dude is going to tell Gail that he has seen this, like, very distinctly attractive blonde woman. Or
you'll run into each other at an event or something, which, anyway, go ahead.
And speaking of, so then after this, she gets engaged to Colin. He proposes to her at a restaurant.
Of course.
The diamond is fucking huge. It's like a huge solitary stone. You know, she loves it. She says yes. And then they go to have like a bridal brunch with Colin's family and sisters, and it's to discuss like B's bridal party and the plans for this wedding. And so then we learn, okay, well, B doesn't really have any friends except for Syl. They're gotten really close.
And the girl from the gym.
Yeah, and this Ren from the gym.
Rando.
Yeah, and so B honestly wants to invite Sylvia to be in the wedding, but she's like, I cannot have Colin's assistant be my... That's going to look so trashy or something. So she has this fitness influencer. So funny, named Ren come, and
she doesn't have friends because she's like purposefully
isolated herself.
Like nomad in order to try to find guys, like, you know.
And so then Ren asked her, like, when they're driving to this brunch, she's like, oh, do you not have like a best friend who's gonna be in your wedding? And she goes, oh, she got murdered. She just like is like, oh, she got murdered, they never found the killer. It's so fun. It's just like the most outrageous.
She does this again too, like when they talk about somebody else, she's like, oh, they were murdered.
They were murdered.
Just all of your close people got murdered.
Yeah.
But I just love this because she's just like pouring champagne to get Ren kind of wasted. And then when they pull up to this huge estate, to this brunch, she goes, just be yourself, Ren. I say purposely, giving her terrible advice.
Honestly, I feel bad for Ren.
I did too.
She was just so excited.
Drawn to the wolves.
Well, and she's just normal. She like even says to B, she's like, it's so great. Did you post it on Instagram yet? And then Calliope, which is one of his sisters, just scoffs. She goes, not unless you want to get robbed. Never post the family jewels online, amateur hour. And then like Ren just feels terrible because it's these super fucking rich people.
Yeah,
and
and she just has no idea.
No idea. Just like a normal girl, you know what I mean? So then after that, it's pretty uneventful. And then they bring up Dave Bradford, though. And they're like, oh, are you inviting him to the wedding? And Gail brings him up. And then instantly I was like, that's who it fucking was. Like, that's who. And they talk about, like, he's a man whore and sleeps with everyone's, like, wives and girlfriends. And I was like, instantly, I was like, yeah, that's who it's got to be. Yeah. So they just kind of mention him, how he's going to be there. He's, like, super hot or whatever. And no one's really friends with him except for Colin. Okay. And then it goes pretty quick after that. Then the only like big scene between that is the actual bachelorette party, which B doesn't even want to do because she thinks it's stupid. But basically they go out, they get drinks, the bridal shower's on the same day, she opens presents, and it's also funny because Ren's there and like brings her lingerie or something, and everyone's just, I actually felt bad for her because everyone's just like, it's all these rich women.
But is this still a thing though? Because for like my when I had like a bachelorette party, I didn't get lingerie. I was like, is this still a thing where people like buy? I'm just curious. I don't know.
I mean, at mine, yes, but for the like work one, personally, yeah, I got a bunch of like random sex stuff. But I mean, I think it just depends. Like, I don't think I would go into some like.
It's because your ER friends are like
crazy.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I don't think anymore though. It's like a big thing. Like you're handing. I don't think you're like handing out dildos to people at parties anymore. Like I think that's a little uncouth, but
and that's why parties aren't fun anymore.
Oh
just kidding.
So, but
also I think it just shows like the distance between like Ren again, who's just probably like a normal girl, and then these like elite high society people, wealthy, you know, they're the sisters and Gail, who are just like, oh, you're giving lingerie.
Gail could use some lingerie. Okay,
Gail could use a lot.
For
of
who?
things.
I don't.
Luke.
Okay, but this
from Duke.
This is the chapter where we learn how nuts and not cool that Gail is. One of the last flashbacks with her mom with the men that her mom marries is this man named Francis that her mom ends up being with. He is super rich, probably like the richest of the guys that they've been with since this whole thing happened with her mom and like them conning these men. And basically when B's 17 or so, she's still very young, maybe even younger than that.
I don't even know if she's 17. She's definitely not an adult.
Basically he runs a sex trafficking club.
Yes.
And
this is what I'm saying. You think this book is like light and fluffy, and it just is dark.
And truly the only reason that this man is with B's mom is so that he can have B at these parties. Mm-hmm. And the author does a good job of not going into detail about what's happening, but it's alluded. It's very implied. It's very implied what's happening to B. It's uncomfortable. It's not legal, obviously. She's underage. Yeah. There's this like false sense. At first, Frances says she can say no, and then the first time she does, he gets fucking pissed. Mm-hmm. It is scary to these other men that are there. And then it just kind of flashes forward. Like, that's the catalyst that B's like, I gotta get the fuck away from my mom. Like, this is dark. Well, then we get to, you know, the bridal shower, whatever. Then they're going out that night. And like I said, B's not really into it. She's like, whatever, we'll go get drinks. So they keep drinking. And then, like, 1 a.m, Gail's like, oh, I got something special. We're gonna go somewhere special.
This also shows you kind of how naive Gail is. Yeah. Because I don't even know if she realized what she'd gotten herself into here. Mm-hmm.
I truly don't think she did know 100% what it was when they showed up. I think she clocked what it was once they were in there and they realized how creepy it was. So basically, Gail has figured out that B is somehow connected to this really elite secret club bar thing. That's what I think Gail thinks it is. Mm-hmm. So they show up and go in, and instantly B sees Francis, the guy who's the sex trafficker, and he doesn't recognize her, obviously, but she recognized him, and she like instantly throws up when she sees him. I mean, I can't even imagine like the trauma. Mm-hmm. And then they all leave, and I think they even mentioned like Gail looks horrified, like doesn't know what's going on.
There's like a bunch of men there. Yeah, like it's. I mean, obviously something is wrong.
Oh yeah,
in this place.
Like they all know something's wrong. Like it's all these older men and really young women. It's just very sketch. And so this is kind of like the big point after this, that Gail tells Colin that B is not being honest with him, that she's like looked into her.
She's a history.
Yeah, she has a history, something with this club, and really telling him that like she's questionable. You need to not get married. You need to not go through with this. But of course, our girl B is just one step ahead as always. So as soon as he confronts her, she gets emotional, which she doesn't do a lot with him. She'll feel like the one tear like going down her cheek, and then pretty much flips the narrative that Gail's obsessed with her, doesn't want them to be together because Gail's in love with him.
Yep. She's like, this is when she drops, like, well, you know, she's just in love with you.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether he knew that before or not, but yeah. That's when she's like, she drops that bomb.
Yeah. So basically she, you know, flips it enough where he's like, fine with it. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, I still love you. I want to get married. And he needs to distance himself from Gail. And he's like, yeah, like, I don't want to marry her. I want to marry you, obviously. And so then they get married, and the wedding's like pretty uneventful. It's just funny because the whole time the wedding's happening, you can just tell that B just wants it to like fast forward, like get through this part. After the wedding, she sees Catman, which is Dave, and that's exactly who it was, who was in Gail's apartment, and he recognizes her but doesn't say anything, and there's definitely like a spark between them, which I think we'll see more of it if we get a sequel to this book.
Do you think there's going to be a sequel to this book?
I hope so. I think it left it open that there could be, for sure. Personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because when we get into the ending,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Gail does one more like final attempt to like get to B, and does this really fucking weird toast because she's her maid of honor.
Oh yeah.
Remember, she makes Gail her maid of honor just to fuck with her.
Yeah.
And
so she has to like watch.
Yeah, and basically just makes this weird toast that like pretty much says that like even though they're married, like Gail will still always be there or something. Just like fucking cringe. It's just so cringy.
This is when I thought she was crazy anyways, but I like, girl, they're married now. Like she didn't even back off after they got married. It was wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so then we get like a cute little chapter of them on their honeymoon, and it's really great actually. I feel like as the novel goes, I don't think that B is by any means in love with Colin, but I think she definitely starts to care for him a little bit. On the honeymoon, it talks more like how she really enjoys it when it's just them two. They're there for like 3 weeks. They have a really good time. They're like banging all the time. It's great. But then when they come home, everything kind of goes downhill once they get back. We've kind of learned, even in the beginning, Colin has depression, but they're so rich, they don't believe in mental illness. And so he never sees, like, he never takes meds for it. They just say, oh, he gets this way for a while, and then he comes out of it. So they come back from the honeymoon. He's, like, super depressed, like, won't talk to her. They stop having sex. She does, like, it just mentions like he's eating ice cream and like
I'm using all these milkshakes, and she is fucking pissed. She's like, I did not sign up for this.
Yeah. It's just so funny because
then his not that he was attractive anyway, but he becomes less
attractive.
Yeah,
because then like she, you know,
stops taking care of himself.
Yeah, now they live together. He's like in sweatpants. He's not going to work because he doesn't really need to work. He just does it, you know. And she can't stand it. Like, he's not taking care of, like, not bathing. She just, like, can't take it. So I just thought it was so funny. This is how unbothered she is with her life, that she can make everything work out. She ends up at her job being like, hey, Catman Dave, because he mentions the wedding. He's, like, looking for apartments and stuff. She's like, I'll help you look for apartments or whatever. So she ends up meeting up with him. Like I said, there's definitely a spark there. Like, just like a initial, like, animal attraction to the two of them. But she's so smart because when they go to this place, you can tell that he thinks they're going to hook up, like, instantly. Like,
I was worried there. I was like, girl, you have worked so hard. Anyway, go ahead.
No, but I thought the same thing, and I was like, man, and this is why, again, this was so clever how it's written. Because I was like, this is going to seem so out of character that she finally lands this man and everything.
And gives it up for a one-night stand.
This guy's hot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, she's not going to take $5 million to walk away from him, but have sex with just a rando. You could have sex with anyone, but you're going to do it with this dude
Gail's best friend
in their circle where it could get traced back to you. And then
instantly.
You don't have the $5 million. Yeah. I'm sure, I can't remember if they talked about like a prenup or something, but I'm sure like Like you said, I was like, that is not in her. She has been so smart this entire time.
And then
like,
this.
You deserve to get it fucked up if that's what you're going to do, just to get banged one day in a whatever,
that's what I was thinking
house,
this fucking apartment.
Some apartment, some show apartment. I was like, you deserve to lose it all. But anyway, go ahead.
No, but it's just so funny because she walks in this apartment. He offers her a beer. This is like one of my favorite parts too. And she was like, in her head, she's like, I might as well just eat a loaf of bread. Like,
I know. Yeah, she's like so obsessed with her appearance.
Yeah. So, but this is why it was so clever, because they're definitely flirty and like it's there. And in my head, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, there's text messages between them. Like, this guy fucks all the wives anyway.
The text message. Yeah. But go ahead.
But then we realize again she's a step ahead, because he tells her pretty much point blank like he can't wait to like fuck her or something, like have sex, it's gonna be great. And here's what direct quote, you're gonna love it. Because they're talking and she's pretty much saying like how he's depressed and like they're not really having sex right now. And then Dave says, how he doesn't have his hands all over you 24/7 is insane. He doesn't deserve you, B. And hey, you know, I probably don't either, but I can guarantee that we'd have a good fucking time. And then she says, yep, that would work. I hopped off the counter and pulled my phone out from my handbag to save the recording. So basically, she does this as like an insurance policy to be like, if you ever try to like be like, say something I did like working with Gail, I have this literally saying that you won't have sex with me. And I'm not doing anything.
Your last friend, so.
Yeah. And so I thought that was really smart of her. But then it says like she really thinks about like how she wants to though.
Yeah,
she wants to. Yeah. Really bad. Yeah.
I know.
Like really bad.
Like she was like, having sex dreams or something. Willpower.
Yeah, she has some good willpower. And so then after that happens, we learn that B is pregnant. Like instantly. And that actually really surprised me. I did not see that coming in the book so quick with them. And she's surprised by it. And it freaks her out because obviously she has this terrible relationship with her mom. And so she's getting like, she's freaked out. And then of course, Colin is still super depressed right now. And so after all of this, I can't remember now if she knows she's pregnant before this happens with Gail and Colin or not, but she comes home and Gail is there. Remember, with Colin.
Yeah.
Like being.
And Gail thinks she is one.
Oh, Gail's one.
That's, and she's like fixed him or whatever, right? Like
and B's had enough. She's just like at her point, and she pretty much tells Colin right there in front of Gail, like, you need to pick. You need to go to a therapist. You need to get on meds. I'm so sick of this.
Which she was Gail. Right.
Yeah, she was right.
He needed to get on meds and see a therapist. Like, you hanging out with Gail ain't helping this
situation. Yeah, because Gail thought that she was the doctor fixing it.
That's what she was acting like.
Yeah.
And I think B even says, like, you can't let Gail play doctor with you. Like, you're in your 30s, bro.
Also, like, you can pay for a fucking therapist.
Oh, my God. And it's heartbreaking for Gail, but so funny because she says you have to pick right now between me and Gail. And she says, no hesitation. She's like, you. Gail's like floored.
Like she barely gets to sentence out.
Yeah, she's just like,
Gail who?
What? And so Gail is pissed. Oh, I need to back it up too. Another reason that B is just like getting more stressed, the pregnancy, this thing with Dave, and then we learn that Sylvia, the assistant, who they've become rather close, like they talk a lot. We then learn that Sylvia tells her that she's her sister. So then we learn this extra layer that basically Sylvia is her older sister and their father's in jail for the murder of their mother, and she wants to get her dad out of jail. She knows that their mom's still alive and all this, and B is like pissed. She's like, I don't want anything to do with this. You can't get my DNA. I don't want to do a test. I don't want to help your dad, like blah blah blah. Which I can understand because she knows that everything with Colin will fall apart, all these lies. And so then the depression thing with Gail and Colin happen, and then Gail's booted. She gets booted out, and so then here's this like she's like, okay, well that's one thing taken care of. But of course, like, no. So then we get to the actual main climax of the book. And we learn that Gail knows everything. She brings up, once the pregnancy's announced, they're at a party, get on a boat to celebrate this pregnancy. Gail says in front of everyone, they're talking about baby names. And Gail says, well, if it's a boy, you can name it Dean. which was the one that she really liked.
Yeah, like her father figure. Yeah.
And so then she passes out. And it's so bougie because when she wakes, she's like in a helicopter, like they're flying her out in a helicopter to get checked out. And so, but at this point, people are like had it with Gail though, because
she's got no chill.
Yeah, she's
not doing it slyly.
Not like B. Yeah, like she's
she's
accusations.
Unhinged.
Yeah, she's just like fucking unhinged. Yeah, so, but then...
I love it.
Yeah, but then B's like, okay, well, I gotta handle this. Like, I gotta confront her. Like, she's gotta go. And we get a flashback in between this where we learn that the only way that B got away from her mom, she does think her mom's dead because she killed her.
But she ain't dead.
But she, I figured she wasn't.
What was it, like, in the bathtub?
She gave her mom a drink and, like, crushed up a ton of pills in it to kill her mom, to get away from her because of Francis.
But she even makes the statement when she leaves. Like, her mom isn't dead when she leaves. She just, like, passed out. She even makes the, like, she knows that she's taking a risk that her mom's not going to die if she just leaves and doesn't, like, finish the job with her, like...
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Lestat.
We knew he wasn't dead.
Lou didn't want him dead, just like B didn't really want her dead.
Yeah, so...
Like, she just couldn't do it because there was just too much...
I mean, it's her mom.
Attachment, too much emotions,
So then the big reveal comes for the climax. She confronts Gail, and then Gail pretty much tells her she knows everything.
Also, remember, she's pregnant. Don't her and Gail get in a physical altercation?
And she's like 5 months pregnant, right? And not just like, I mean, like, she's visibly showing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like 5 months pregnant, I think. Yeah. And so she confronts Gail, and we learn that Gail is in contact with B's mom.
Mm-hmm. Like, has been in regular contact.
Regularly. That's how she knows all this shit. She knows everything. And then
Gail.
she literally, Gail's so stupid. So she just drops all her cards, like, says this, and then B attacks her.
B attacks her.
Like, starts choking her out. Like, could have killed her. Like,
she almost did.
She almost did kill her.
Yeah, seriously.
She almost did, yeah.
And so then she realizes she almost did this, and then she just gets up and leaves, and she's like, well, I can't be my mom. I can't, like, actually kill her. I gotta go. And so then she goes home, and then who's waiting for her?
At her house, yeah.
Her mom's there.
She's alive.
Wait, hold on. Did B tie Gail up before she left?
No.
That's her mom.
That's her mom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So basically her mom's there, and her mom's like, are you going to show me, like, basically, like, you want to show me around, like, show me this house.
Crazy.
The mom instantly is like, okay, well, say goodbye to this stuff. We're going to leave. Get everything you can. Like, we're going to kill Gail and then take off. And B's like, we can't. I left her. She's alive. And her mom's like, no, I tied her up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Her mom.
Her mom's like, no, I tied her up. She's in the bathroom. And then...
Crazy.
Just
she's looking out for her, though.
Yeah.
Both her moms,
And, at first, and this is kind of another hit for B, I think personally, she thinks that, her mom went looking for her, and that's how she found Gail. But really what we learn is, like, her mom has never went looking for her. After,
Gail found her.
Yeah. Gail found her. She's married to some, like, oil tycoon in Texas. Like, tracked her down. And so the mom never really cared to, like, reconnect this or whatever. So then her mom makes a plan, like, okay, act like everything's fine with Colin, and then in the middle of the night we're going to meet. We're going to finish Gail, and then we're taking off. Me, you, and this baby. We're going to go. And... it was so nuts because I was like, well, what the fuck is going to happen?
Mm-hmm. I know. I was like, is she going to go?
Yeah. Like, what did you guys think that she was going to go? Or
I didn't know.
I was thinking, she worked so hard for this life. She's not leaving it for this crazy ass lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just like...
Yeah.
Especially now that she has a kid.
I figured, like, she was going to, like, figure something out.
No, she was just fully prepared to tell Colin the whole truth in the morning, wasn't she? Like, that was her plan, because she wasn't going to go with her mom. Mm-hmm. And she just assumed that Gail was going to, like, spill the beans, so she was going to tell Colin
to beat
first.
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this is interesting, though. She does confront her mom about the Sylvia thing, about her sister.
Yes. Yeah.
And I highlighted this part because I thought it was very interesting. And, because her mom never told her any of this. Like, her mom never told her about her dad or her sisters. I mean, B doesn't even know her real name. Or her mom's real name.
But B and Sylvia are full-blooded sisters, right? Like,
yes, full-blooded.
Her dad is in prison,
that is
too.
Her dad,
it's her dad that's in prison. Mm-hmm. So then we learned that the mom was actually pregnant when all this happened. So B's never met them, whatever. And so she confronts her mom about all this. And she said... because she says that Sylvia sees their dad in prison. She remembers everything. You know what I mean? And the mom goes, "Go on," she smirked, mocking me. "Say what you want to say. This is your moment, isn't it? How long have you been wanting to say all this to me?" And then B says, "She was his, and I think you wanted to see if you got one for yourself." I reply, "She wanted her very own daughter, a little plaything she could push around and pull in at will, thinking only of her own feelings, her own sick feelings, and never mind or what she was doing to me. But was that how she loved me? The only way she knew how. She left everyone and everything else, but she never left me." So, but basically her mom's like, whatever, you know, like, who the fuck cares? I don't. We need to kill Gail and, like, get this over with or whatever.
Yeah. But I think that's so interesting, like you said, where she was like, whoa.
Well, then her mom does kill Gail.
Yeah, so B doesn't end up going because she cannot go through with it. She, like, hates Gail, but she's like, I can't kill her, like. But then she wakes up to tell Colin, and Colin gets a call from his sister, and B's apartment has burned down. Or B, Gail's apartment's burned down. Gail was in it. She's dead. And then all the files are gone. Everything. So I was like, this is pretty cool. Nice wrap up. And it shows in her mom's own fucked up way that she cares. Because she burned it down, didn't tell anyone, and then she pieced out. She's gone.
Well, pieced out for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get that sequel.
Yeah. So, and that's why I think there'll be a sequel, because then this all gets wrapped up, like, there's a nice bow, and you think this could be the end of it, but then we get the bonus chapter of the paperback. Did you read it about the baby shower?
No.
You haven't read it?
You didn't read the
bonus
chapter?
No,
I listened to the audio.
Oh, yeah, so you wouldn't see it. Okay, so there's a bonus chapter. I mean, like, it's 10 pages, not even 10 pages long. It's like 5. It's
what
short.
happened?
So the bonus chapter is her baby shower, and everyone's there giving her presents, and she's, again, saying how much she hates this. She's so big and doesn't want to be... And then the very last present she gets, she opens it, and the card...
Oh, is it? It's from her mom.
It's from her mom.
Okay,
it's their old baby book, like the original baby book.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
that has Sylvia's name in it too, right?
Yeah, so it's the. Well, I get. Okay, sorry. The bonus chapter isn't the card that says for your own bunny. So the book ends with her just getting the card, and you don't know what the present is, because then she says, I precede opens mother's gift. Oh yes, of course. Then,
yes, because I knew that. Okay.
So then the bonus chapter is basically her and Colin going on about names. He has the worst names. He's like, oh, let's name this kid Rufus if it's a boy. Let's name this kid, like, Marjorie. These other names that, whatever, she doesn't like. Well, then she finally opens the gift. We see what it is. And it's The Runaway Bunny, which is a book her mom always read to her. She never got to open it and see it, though. Her mom would only read it to her. She remembers that from being little. And so she opens it and she goes through it, just looking at it, and then just seeing if there's, like, any other messages in there that her mom left. And there's nothing except for at the back it says, "This belongs to," and scrolled inside by a young child, probably around 4 years old, which is how old Sylvia was. It says Jane and Charlotte. So
those are their names.
Those are their names. So Jane is Sylvia and Charlotte is B. She finally learns her name, and then she gets back in Colin and she says, if it's a girl, can we name her Charlotte? And he was like, yeah, that's great. And then if it's a boy, they can name it Charlie or something like that. And then he even says, look at that, your maternal instinct's already kicking in. And she's like, yeah, something like that. So that's why I think there will be a sequel, because they set it up with the mom, like...
Well, and also, I mean, I guess technically the stuff with Sylvia and her dad still isn't resolved. I mean, they kind of just leave it like, well, she's not helping Sylvia, she's not helping the dad, and so I feel like that could be resolved, whether it's the mom coming back, whether it's B actually helping them or not. Like, that just is kind of an
You know, I think it's going to be interesting because the mom didn't kill their dad. I mean, I know he's in prison for her murder, but like
she could have killed him.
She killed everybody else and left him alive. So that's interesting.
You're right. That is interesting too. It was just portrayed that way on, like, in the newspapers. Like, she just framed him for murder.
So, so it's like,
maybe if we get his side of like, maybe B meets him and gets his side of the story and, like, what actually happened in, like, their early years, or maybe we get Sylvia's
earlier,
or
after everything happened.
I don't know, but
it would be, because I forgot to say, B wouldn't do the paternity test willingly, but then we learned that Sylvia just stole, like, DNA, like her gum wrapper, whatever, drink cup, whatever, and so she ran it without her knowledge. They are, you know, sisters, full sisters, whatever. And then at the end, she does say she wants to help Sylvia. It's like her only friend. that she'll have to like face the consequences of that as it happens. But I think being pregnant, she feels more comfortable doing that because now she has even more leverage with the cases. You know what I mean? Like once you have a kid, like she's going to be pretty secure no matter what. But I think there's definitely stuff that they could go further with the Dave stuff in a sequel. The stuff with her dad and her mom. Oh, yeah, there's so much more. Like, can she keep the lie up kind of thing?
Yeah, and I don't think we talked about this on air, but they're making this into a a mini limited series or something.
Oh, I didn't know if it was a movie, a series, or.
I think it's a show, but I think it'll be like a limited show. So yeah, they're definitely turning it into, and then
like they already have a cast for it.
Who's the mom?
Oh, I don't remember now. Look it up. But who's playing B? You know,
Kiernan Shipka.
Yeah,
that's how you say it. Yeah,
she's Sabrina from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and then when she was super young, she was in Mad Men.
Yeah,
so that'll be good.
So yeah, it's gonna be really good, and it'll just be interesting to see who's playing Gale. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Well, let me just tell you, this is interesting. Okay, so yeah, B is who Stacey said. Goldie. Who's Goldie? Is that the mom?
Maybe. We don't know her
name. They
never
say their name. They just call her mother.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
It must be.
Oh wait, no. This is.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong thing, I think.
But she's in it.
Oh.
Goldie Hawn?
No. It. Maybe we're looking at the wrong cast then.
Yeah, that's something else.
Pause.
It's definitely being turned into a TV series. Like, because I follow the author, and she posted like a Deadline article about it. So yeah. And you sent the article too about Kieran Shipka.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. Maybe.
You couldn't find it?
I mean, it's popping up this 80s revenge thriller, Stone Cold Fox.
Yeah, here it is. Look at Deadline. Deadlines.
The girl, what's her name? Julie Peck, who did Vampire Diaries, is the one who's doing the show. No, I don't want to sign up.
Maybe this was before they had the cast.
Let's see.
I swear we're looking this up, guys.
I know.
I might just have to cut some of this out. Maybe it doesn't have a cast yet, but I thought it did. But it is Julie Peck who's producing it. Yeah.
So you know it'll be drama.
Yeah, and it's going to be a TV show.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe we don't know the cast, guys, but it's definitely going to be a TV show.
Maybe that's who we want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could see her doing it, though.
Yeah, she would be good. Do you guys also want to announce next month's book?
Yeah, you should, because it's your pick.
Oh,
it's Chanel's book.
I'm so excited. Grab the book over there.
Yeah.
We can get this is Stacey and Ashley's. It's one of their favorite books of all time, and I am about to finish it. And it is, can you guys see it? It's Circe by Madeline Miller, and
it's amazing.
It is amazing.
We told you.
I know. They've told me for years. And it is like a Greek mythology fantasy, and yeah, we're so excited.
And we cannot wait next month to get into all things. I'm sure we'll have a couple discussions about retellings and Greek mythologies, but it's one of the best. We love Madeline Miller, so
yay!
Get excited for that, guys. So we hope you love this episode. If you haven't already read Stone Cold Fox, but listen, it got all the spoilers. Still read the book. It's fantastic. The inner monologue of B is incredible. The way she's very snappy, quick with her wit. The one-lines are hilarious.
Yeah, the writing's incredible.
I found myself laughing pretty much the whole time that B's talking about these people because she is so smart, elevated above these people. So,
like you said, one step ahead.
Yeah.
Always.
10 out of 10 I recommend. It's such a quick, fun read. I am very impressed that this is this author's debut novel.
I know.
It's crazy.
I can't wait to see what else she comes up with because it's so great.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to do kudos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you
Okay.
first.
So it's Stacy. So I'll do my kudos this week. I honestly want to kudos my husband Theo for repainting the wall because I hated the green that he painted it.
I repainted the one thing.
Even if it was his fault that it was the wrong color, I love that it's purple now. And then Ashley painted a part of it today. So again, I guess I'll kudos her too, and kudos Chanel because we finally got to record in person and it's just so nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It just is really refreshing to get to hang out in person.
Yeah. I want to kudos both of you guys, and also our friend Jen. Like, you guys are just amazing friends, and when I go through hard times, I love talking to you and getting great advice. And yeah,
we'll either get you great advice or just fucking rage you up to be like, you're right.
Gas up. Gas you up.
Gas you up.
Yeah. So, and obviously I love recording in person. So yeah.
My kudos are for you guys this week because I feel like it's been, I feel like I always say this, but it's just a really busy time for all of us. But, like, me and Chanel got to record, was it last night?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. So
I didn't get to make it.
That's okay, but, like, because you were busy, but we've been busy, but, like, it's just nice when we get to, like, record a couple times because we get to catch up more, and we had a great author on.
You guys will have to check it out. It's a great episode.
Yeah. So just you guys for being the best support system in the world for such a busy time, and I love you guys.
And also just like our listeners, thank you guys so much for listening. Truly. Yeah, like we wouldn't have this show without you guys. So thank you every week. Yeah, for listening.
Pod studio.
Yes, our pod studio. We can't wait to show you as it comes along, and just some like future stuff that's coming up to get excited about. We have some incredible authors that we'll be interviewing in the next few months. We'll give out hints later. You won't believe it. It's really amazing and cool. We're doing a quick little one-day trip to finally meet our favorite author in person. That's going to be incredible.
Yeah, we're excited.
In May. So we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And we have nothing but great things coming up for you guys. So great books to talk about. And
Stay tuned.
Okay, guys. Well, have a safe week and make sure you read what you like. Bye.
Bye.